But there's another, more subtle threat out there. Just about everywhere we go, harmful particles fill the air around us. If you live in a metropolitan area, chances are your lungs are under constant attack. Whether it be car exhaust or secondhand smoke at your favorite bar or restaurant, their potential to do long-term harm is unabating. Fortunately, though, there's another firm out in the technopark whose innovations help keep us safe from all kinds of airborne dangers. Also located in the region's technopark is Tion. They think they may have made a major step forward in terms of cleaning the air we breathe. For example, with one of their units plugged in, cigarette smoke is no longer the nuisance and threat it can be. And as they see it, the potential demand for their filters is huge.
Where can you purify air? Well, everywhere. Initially, we attempted installing them in different places, such as restaurants and other areas where people eat. We tried out household filtration devices, we purified air from tobacco smoke, we tried medical institutions. But at some point, we realized, which is something that most startups trying to survive do, that we had to narrow our specialization and focus on one particular segment in a particular market.
In the past, most air filters have been made out of either paper or fiberglass. But that's not the case here at Tion. Instead, they employ layer upon layer of polypropylene fibers. While they may not look like much by themselves, when they're stacked up, they're one of the best defenses against those pesky airborne intruders. However, to get the spindly threads needed, little granules are first heated up and then spun onto a revolving mold. After they reach the right thickness, the cylinder is removed, chopped to the appropriate length, and placed into a mold to make installation easier. But often, simply catching the particles isn't enough. To significantly reduce the risk of infection in hospitals, life-threatening microorganisms have to be destroyed. And for that, Tion employs a multi-stage system against those harmful particles.
This is the crude filter, which removes the big particles. This is the ionization and ozone generation block. This is the fine purification filter, capable of capturing particles that are already ionized. And finally, this is the absorption and catalytic filter, which catches molecule-sized pollutants, odors, in other words. And last, we have the ventilator that blows out the clean air.
But to better understand this, let's break it down a little more. After the particle-filled air passes the simple pre-filter, their electrodes are bombarded with a 10 kilowatt charge. This charge comes in handy later when the particles stick to polypropylene fibers because of static electricity. But the charge also splits oxygen molecules, creating ozone, using something called the corona discharge method. The resulting rich oxygen environment is toxic to all the little bacteria, viruses, and fungi, which means this filter does more than simply get rid of simple dust and dirt. Given that it can be a matter of life and death at hospitals, Tion has to make sure that all the particles and harmful microbes that go in don't come out. Here in their testing lab, you can see that the air blowing out of the filter is free from all those that were there as it entered. So whether it be in coffee shops or operating rooms, that the air we breathe is as clean as possible.